Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are doing absolutely fine and doing your work also. And don't forget to send the homework in your WhatsApp group for checking. So, today we are going to take up our next grammar topic, and that is adjectives and its degrees, or we can also say that adjectives and degrees of comparison. So before going to degrees of comparison part, let's try to understand, or I must say let's revise adjective again. So what is an adjective? An adjective is a word which describes or gives more information about a noun or pronoun. Or we can also say that an adjective is a describing word. For example, beautiful flower. So flower is a noun. How is flower? It is beautiful. So beautiful is an adjective. Big house. House is a noun. How is house, or which word describing house here? And the word is big. So big is an adjective. So adjective describes a noun and pronoun. An adjective answers what kind, which one, or how many. For example, happy dog. What kind of a dog? Happy. So happy is an adjective. Tired boy. Which boy are you talking about? I am talking about the tired boy. So tired, adjective. How many girls? There are 7 girls. So 7 is an adjective. Okay. So we have revised adjective. To now we are going to the next topic of the topic which is related to adjective, and that is degrees of adjectives. Okay, and we can also say that degrees of comparison. Clear? Why comparison? Because these degrees are used to compare things, compare to persons, compare to places. Okay, so there are 3 degrees of comparison: positive, comparative, and superlative. So as you can see in the picture, that positive, under positive degree there is an apple and the adjective written is big, because we are not comparing the first apple with anyone. So this is a big apple. In this, now second apple is bigger than the first apple. So that means we are comparing 2 apples, first and second. So we will say second apple is bigger than the first apple. And in the superlative degree, we compare one with all other things. Okay, one with all. So that means the third apple is the biggest among all. Clear? So superlative means comparison of one with all. Comparative degree means comparison between two, and positive there is no comparison. Okay, we can also understand it that degrees of comparison is like a ladder. Okay, first stage when there is no comparison, then that is a positive degree. Second stage when there is a comparison between first and second, that means when there is a comparison between two, then comparative degree. And the last is superlative degree. That means when there is a comparison that one with the all other things or all other persons, okay, all other people or other animals. Okay, so now we are going to take up each degree one by one. So as I have told you, in positive degree there is no comparison. We are just describing a noun with a word, with an adjective. We are not comparing it with anyone. In comparatives, there is a comparison between two. As you can see that in the picture, it is a picture of Tom and Jerry. Okay, so Tom is a cat and Jerry is a mouse. So Jerry is smaller than the Tom. Okay, so there is a comparison between two, so we have used comparative degree. And when there is comparison between more than two, that means comparison of one with more than two, then we will use superlative degree. The superlative degree can be used if you are comparing 3 or more places, people or things, and the word the typically comes before the superlative form. So whenever you are going to fill a blank, and if there is the before the blank, that means you have to fill the superlative degree. So the typically comes before the superlative form. For example, the heaviest boards. And you must have noticed that I had said earlier also that the biggest apple. So before every superlative degree we will use the. So let's try to understand it better. So it is a picture where we can see a crocodile and there is a big written over it, rhinoceros bigger, and the elephant the biggest. So positive degree, crocodile is a big animal because we are not comparing crocodile with anybody else. In comparative degree, rhino is bigger than the crocodile because there is a comparison between rhino and the crocodile. And in the third superlative degree, elephant is the biggest animal because we are comparing elephant with both rhino and the crocodile. And as you can see, the biggest, because I had told you that before the superlative degree we put the. Okay, so comparatives and superlatives. Comparatives mean comparison between two, just I have told you, and there is a use of then. Okay, so as just now I have told you that rhino is bigger than the crocodile. Then, okay, he is shorter than his brother. Then, right? So if there is a word the after the blend, then we will fill comparative degree. And superlatives mean comparison between more than two, and we use the before the adjective. Okay, so there are few examples. In this form you are going to get a chart also, which you need to do in your notebook and which you need to learn. You already have done degrees of adjective in your earlier classes, so it will be more useful for you, and it will be easier for you to understand and to learn it. So few examples are happy, happier, the happiest. Okay, we can say that first girl is happy, second girl is happier than the first girl, and the third girl is the happiest among all. Okay, useful, more useful, the most useful. Abacus is useful for us. Calculator is more useful than an abacus, and computer is the most useful device. Okay, sweet, sweeter, the sweetest. Good, better, the best. Okay, so it is not like you will write good, gooder, or goodest. Okay, so as you know, as you have already studied, that there are some adjectives while writing their degrees of comparison, we will not after every adjective we will not add er or est. So young, younger, the youngest. Hot, hotter, the hottest. Okay, so again there is an example. Ajay is a tall boy. Vijay is taller than the Ajay because we are only comparing Ajay and Vijay here. And Rajesh is the tallest. That means Rajesh is the tallest between among all these three people. So there are again there are some examples like cute, cuter, cutest, strange, stranger, strangest. Okay, so large, larger, largest, big, bigger, biggest, many, more, most. Okay, bad, worse, worst. Bad, better, baddest, nothing. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. So bad, worse, worst. Far, farther, farthest. Far, further, furthest. Good, better, best. Ill, worse, worst. Late, later, latest. Less, lesser, least. Little, less, least. Many, more, most. Much, more, most. So like this you are also going to get a chart which you need to do in your fair notebook and which you need to learn also. So I hope all of you have understood this topic, and basically I can say that all of you must have revised this topic again because you have already done the same in your previous class, that is in class 3. And the homework which we will send you in your WhatsApp group, you will do that word in your fair notebook in neat and clean handwriting. Use sharp pencil, use dark pencil, put finishing line, don't forget to put finishing line, and don't forget to send to us. Okay, so I will see you next time. Thank you so much.